What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you saw by the title of this video, our house is done. So now it's move-in ready, but there's still some things around the property and on the exterior of the house that need to be done. Nothing major, stuff that we can do as we go, as I'll show you. So let's take a look. So as you can see, as far as the exterior, of course, all of the handrails and everything are new. So wood handrails with the round metal balusters, which turned out great. I love how they look. I think the outside of the house looks awesome. And got some numbers 3D printed. So those aren't final, but they're good for inspection. And as you can see, we got the stain on the LVL up there. Of course, the rest of the wood will be stained that color, but we can get to that when we get to it. It hasn't been a massive priority to get that stained, so we got the LVL done, and which looks awesome, and it'll be so much nicer once we get the rest of the porch done. But here's the balusters and the railing, the steps. Really like how, the black on the balusters and those brackets tie in with the gutters and everything. So really, really good look. And then of course, as you can see, the property itself, and there's Gertie right there. The property itself has a lot that we have to do and deal with. Of course, still have all these logs that we're trying to get rid of, the big brush pile. Gertie's growing up. But got to get all of this, got a tiller for the tractor. So going to get all this stuff broken up and drug out so that we can get it all leveled. So the land's not all, rough and bumpy with these ditches and stuff in it. So we'll get all that straightened up. Eventually, of course, it's going to be a quite a process to get the land where we want it to be. So there's obviously a lot to do on the land, and it's nice. It's something that we can just do on weekends when we have time to get that done. And then, like the water heater, I do have a pipe cover kit for it. Just got to put it on, and we'll eventually get the crawl space painted black. But again, the handrails on the decks looking great. That's really the biggest change, of course, since the last video, is all of the handrails and everything are up outside. Decks are completely finished. Then through the picture window into the dining room, you can see our light. Then the side, just went with a simple handrail on the side, just to get it functional. But still, I like how it looks. So they're going into the mudroom. Then of course we have our driveway in, which it's in for now. Still have, more gravel that we need to get in. This is just a good base. Hauled in about 17.5 tons to get it to this point. And of course that doesn't include what we already did at the road, but basically from, there down through to here and then into the driveway, that's about 17.5 tons of gravel that we put in. And of course, in the last one, it did show our septic grinder system, which all of the sewage from the house runs into this tank. It's a 184-gallon tank, which has a 2-horsepower grinder in it, and then we pump it to the city sewer line. So that's our controller and alarm, and all the good stuff goes in there. So now let's go take a look from looking out from the porch, and then we'll go take a look inside the house. So the porch turned out really nice. Of course, we got our can lights up in the ceiling here, but it is a big space. So we are, 36 foot across the entire span, which will give us plenty of room on each side to have a bench, rocking chair, a swing or something over here, which I was always thinking about a swing on this side, and then having our rocking chairs and tables and stuff on this side, which there's a ton of space on this side of the porch, which we are going to get a ton of use out of. We love lunch and dinners, you know, fixing them and then going, sitting out on the porch to eat when it's nice out. And of course, this is covered. And as far as the sun goes, this is shaded in the morning through mid-afternoon, and then the back porch is shaded late afternoon, which works out great. Then got our front door and new door handle on it. So let's go check out the finished inside. Of course, the first thing we see coming in is the kitchen, which turned out amazing, absolutely amazing. Probably more than we could have imagined. Just love how it looks. Still probably need to put a little bit of crown on the top of those cabinets. That's not going to be a huge deal. It'll be a one-day project inside, but as far as being in the way of stuff, it's not going to be, you know, a burden to get stuff out of the way to do it. So then we have, going upstairs, our handrail, which this turned out absolutely awesome. I really love how this looks, especially at this angle from the kitchen, you know, seeing both sides of it. And this is white oak that we stained. The stain color is called Special Walnut. It's a Minwax stain. So again, we actually used the same balusters inside here as we did outside. So the outside ones are just shorter than these, but the finish on them is exactly the same. Then again, have the matching handrail going upstairs. So this is awesome. I love it. I love it. Turned out better than expected, honestly. So of course we have the living room area here, which is a nice big open space. We get a lot of use out of this. A lot of room for entertaining, having a bunch of people over, hanging out, coming out into the living room, playing music. So we're going to love that. It's going to be a great space to hang out, entertain, and just be with the people we love. Then this closet is just storage. Then we do have our whole house water filter in, and we do have a chest freezer. So this water filter, it's a 5 or 7 stage. I don't remember what it is, but it's the Springwell CF1, and it's made to try to get the chemicals and stuff out of city water, which is what we're on. So we've got that, then it runs into the sediment filter, which then goes and runs to the rest of the house. So that really is working really well. And this is going to be a really nice just storage space. Of course, you can see the spin mop for downstairs, the hard floors, and then just whatever storage stuff we want to put in there. And the doors look great. Windows, the trim turned out awesome on these. It was a lot of work. It took me, I don't even know, at least a full week of working, 12-hour days, 10-hour days on all of the trim, especially, the windows and the baseboard took another week to get it all done. But, it takes time to get everything looking right. And I think they turned out fantastic. So of course we don't have any blinds or anything up yet. Still trying to figure out what we want to do in that area. So it's not a big deal or a big rush to get those done. We'll figure it out and get them up as soon as we can, or as soon as we figure out what we want. Then looking into the kitchen, this is the pantry. So these bifold barn doors, these again are stained Special Walnut. So these and the handrails are the same color. And then we will be doing some floating shelves eventually once, again, we kind of figure out exactly what we want to do. They'll be stained the same color as this as well, so all the real wood will be matching. So opening up the pantry. And as you can see, of course, we don't have shelves in here. We do have our plug for our microwave, so we at least know the microwave is going to sit in this corner. But as far as the layout on the shelving, it's something we're looking into, looking at different things, trying to see exactly what we want to do. Again, not in a massive hurry to get that in. The house is completely functional, obviously, without it, and we'll be able to store some stuff in there for the time being. But it'll just be, again, another probably one-day project to get all of that shelving in. So the pantry looks awesome. Really like it, and especially the finish with these bifold barn doors. It adds, one of those things that stands out that you don't see everywhere all the time, but really makes this area in the kitchen stand out and, of course, drawn to it. Countertop. Love it, turned out amazing. They did a really good job on it, as well as the guys on the backsplash. We changed up our tile selection on the backsplash last minute, literally the day before they were going to do it. We went and looked at what we were getting, and it didn't quite, the online look to when we saw it in store in person was different than what we wanted. So we changed it up last minute, and I'm really glad we did, because this selection looks way better. Way better. Especially with the under cabinet lights in, which of course these are dimmable lights, which really like, and probably once we get that shelf in, we'll extend another light under there. It's a nice, keep them midway. And then the range hood, which does have a light of its own, which these are really white. Probably 5000K is what they are. These I think I have set at 3000 or 3500. So we'll get some different, I've already ordered different lights for the range so that all of these are the same hue, the same color. But that light, of course, we have the fan, and it has an auto shut off. You press it, it'll run for a minute and then shut off, which is nice. The next really nice thing, of course, is the pot filler. So this is something that my wife saw and wanted, and which will be, honestly, has been already really handy, even without, the range in and using it to actually cook, but just filling up drinks and stuff. It's been really nice just to use this rather than, trying to get something somewhere else out of the fridge or the faucet. That's just really nice, really, really nice. And all of our cabinets, knobs, drawers, all of these are soft close, which we've never had soft close cabinets before, so that's a real step up, and just a really nice touch and a nice thing to have. Then of course our farmhouse sink, our apron sink, which honestly with everything in this house turned out better than expected. You see pictures and stuff online, but actually getting to it and having it, come to fruition is a different thing. So the sink area is really nice. Able to have a nice view out back. And the cut of this cabinet was a really stressful thing for me to do, cutting, a brand new cabinet. And this cabinet is, I don't know, $350 for just the base. So really, an expensive thing to screw up, but got it right the first time. It fits perfect, and it is a absolutely massive sink. Dishwasher, of course. It's going to be really nice having one of those. The house we live in is an old mill house, doesn't have a dishwasher in it. So that is one of the most excited things I am for in this house, just not having to wash dishes for an hour anymore. And the island, looking back into the living room, trash cans in the island cabinet, and then have all these big drawers to use as well. So the kitchen is, one of the things we're most looking forward to using, just because we don't have any kitchen space right now. Cabinet space, countertop space. So it's going to be a really, really awesome thing to actually have space to do some of the cooking and stuff that we want to do. And then, of course, we have our brand new fridge. Brand new. Of course, I had to take the doors off, all the doors off to get it in the house, because it is huge. I mean, it's a standard 36-inch. I don't know the cubic foot. It's probably 25 or 27. I don't know what they are, but it's a really, really big one. Going to have a lot of good storage space. Freezer in the bottom with our ice bin. Really like the small ice cubes too. So we're going to make good use of that, as well as our chest freezer in there. Be able to stock up on some bulk things and put some things in, because we're going to, one thing I love to cook, and especially I got room on the back deck for my grill and smoker to go there. Then we'll have a table and stuff on this side. So I'm going to put some good meats on the smoker, and we're going to eat well. So this is, it's 10 by 12, a really nice size back deck to start out with. And we do have room on each side to extend it over. We've got 8 or so feet on this side and another 4 or 5, or I mean, we could even, if we wanted to, go past the window to the corner of the house, but we probably wouldn't go that far. But we still have room on each side to expand it if we wanted to. Then going back into the dining room, we have our nice accent wall here. Really like that color. Really like the color with our chandelier that's going to be over our table. And then one of the best parts of the house as well is this big picture window that my wife picked out. And this was one of her major additions to the plan that I made. So I did, for those that are new, I did design the floor plan of this house. This is completely one of one. I designed it, we tweaked it, changed a couple things to fit our wants. And so I just had a regular window in here when I designed it, and she added the 5 foot by 5 foot picture window, which I love. It lets a ton of light into this area, and you can really, really see out nicely, have a good view of the backyard once everything gets manicured. And it's just a great view. So going down the hall, we have our guest bathroom, I guess half bath downstairs. So just sink and toilet, apron sink matching the kitchens down here. Pretty simple, and really like the barn door mirror. So, tying in the apron sink from the kitchen, and then the bifold barn door of the pantry into this bathroom. Then we have our mudroom, which will be our main entrance because we're parking right there. As you can see, the truck is there. With our utility sink, which has been extremely useful to wash all kinds of things, or just wash the hands and be working outside. So we have our network closet. Don't have any shelves in here yet, but we'll get a couple in here for all of our internet equipment and stuff. As you can see, we wired each room with a wired Ethernet port, and we also have 2 access points in the ceiling, one downstairs and one upstairs. So we have all that cabling running into here, which will go into our switcher and into our modem and all that. Then we have our coat closet. Which is really good sized. So we can get all of our jackets and stuff hung up, get some shoe shelving down below, and have easy access to get in, get our jackets, store whatever we need to up top, hats, anything like that, and then have room for shoes down below. Then we do have a light in here, switched on this side so you can see everything. So the shelves turned out really nice, and it's going to be good to have the access to be able to get in, see all of our stuff, and have it kind of put away rather than having a shoe rack in the entry, having it kind of put to the side to keep all of this clean and clutter free. We'll probably have a carpet and stuff like that just to come in so we don't track mud and dirt in. And we'll eventually get a bench so we can sit down, take shoes off, put them on right there. All right. As you can see, we changed paint colors coming into the music room. So this is a darker brown. This is called Sands of Time. The main house color is called Cream in My Coffee. And the green in the dining room is called Dried Time. So we have Cream in My Coffee, Dried Time, Sands of Time, but a different kind of time. So this is the music room. We got, of course, carpet in here because we don't want the echoes, and I don't know if you can really hear it in the rest of the house, but with the hard floors and everything, sound will bounce everywhere. So down here, we don't want that to happen. So we have the carpet in here to absorb the sound. And we do have all of these walls insulated. So we have rock wool, safe and sound in all of the walls, or in the wall between the living room, because this is the stairway on the other side of this, then the living room and there, and on this wall in the closet. To try to keep all the noise we can isolated in here. We'll also get some sound panels to go on the wall to further decrease the amount of noise that gets through, as well as the reverberation in this room. And then we'll get all of our guitars and stuff hung up. This is going to be a really nice room to use. Have the space for our instruments, be able to set up the keyboard, the guitar amps, have the guitars on the walls and accessible, and then have the closet storage space to store all of our cases that we have, because we have a bunch, as well as all of our cleaning stuff, guitar maintenance equipment, tools, all that kind of stuff. Once we get the cases and everything over here, we'll figure out the shelving situation, because probably we'll get the cases stacked up and see the kind of height that we need for shelves and how we want to get things stored. But it's a really nice storage space to have, to be able to, again, get all of our cases and stuff out of the way. And I do like down here, you see we have these French doors. Here and in the mudroom, we have the French door rather than a bifold. We went with bifolds upstairs for the bedrooms just because it's simple and easy, but really do prefer the big open swing, and it's easier to get to things, like our big cases and all that. And I just like the look of a French door going into the closet down here in our main areas rather than bifolds. So we got, you'll notice that when we get up there, it's different. We do have bifolds for the closets up there. Also, the last thing as far as soundproofing in this room, this is a solid core door. So it's a solid door rather than hollow core, again, to keep as much sound in this room as possible. So that is the downstairs. So let's go check out the bedrooms and everything we have upstairs. Get a nice side view of the kitchen. And we do have our little doghouse down here. Still got a couple of trim pieces to put up between panels, but it's a nice little space. We'll get a little carpet, dog bed back here for Asher. Hopefully he'll use it as a place to kind of hang out when he's by himself when we leave. Little safe space for him. So now coming upstairs, we did do carpet on the stairs and upstairs just as a simple way, to try to keep it safe, slip-free, and comfortable going up. So we will start behind. So that's looking downstairs. We got our little half wall, which was my wife's idea to put a half wall at the top of the stairs, just so that it doesn't feel so closed in and so hall-like going down. So really like this addition that she made, and it does make a huge difference in feel. It feels way more open, not claustrophobic at all, so I love that. Now this is a storage room. We have the little jut out here. We have air ducts that run down from the attic, run down in here to get to the first floor. And we have a little bump up for the landing of the stairs. Got some of our paint in here. Then I'll eventually get some shelves built across this so that we can use it for extra storage. So this is a really nice storage area, kind of back out of the way. Of course, we have a door to close it off. Now coming into the front bedroom, as far as dimensionally, this bedroom and this one are the exact same size. Closets are the same size, same layout. But this one is going to be my office. So I'll get my desk in here and 3D printers and stuff set up in here. And this wall color is called slate tile. We got a nice look out the front at the driveway in front of the house, which will be really nice once I get all this stuff cleaned up. And then the closet, just simple, kind of standard clothes hanging in both of these. Didn't do anything special in them. Then we have both of these, as I mentioned, do have the bifold doors. So which they do look good and is simple and nice for bedrooms. But this turned out really good. Really love the color. So I guess you never know when you look at it as a sample in the store, but with it on the walls, I really do like it, and like the contrast between the semi-gloss ultra white and the dark wall color. So really happy with how this room turned out. The guest bathroom, which is pretty simple, nothing super special about this. Got the individual mirrors. We do have a 60-inch vanity in here, which is nice to have this, countertop space and sinks for when multiple people are trying to use it and get ready. Got our tub shower surround. Nothing too special about this bathroom, but do really like all of the vinyl tile that we used in all of the spaces upstairs, all the wet areas, the storage room, bathroom, laundry. It all looks really, really nice. So yeah, really nice guest bathroom. And again, happy with how it turned out and the vision that we had. So coming to the back bedroom, it is, as I said, exactly the same as the front. This is the main house color, cream in my coffee on the walls. Nothing special about it. Again, same closet hanging setup, bifold doors. So really nice clean look. And then a good view into the backyard, and especially into the field that's on the other side in the winter when all these leaves are gone. You can see, through all of this to the other side. So it's a nice view down looking at where the grill's going to be, and I'll have a fire pit over there eventually. So nice kind of secluded view for a guest room. Then coming into the laundry, we've got our washer and dryer, and we did go with all Whirlpool appliances. Got a great deal on them. We bought them all Black Friday, again, about 6 months ago. Bought them before we started the house, really. So laundry room turned out great. Got a lot of room for the washer and dryer. We'll get eventually probably a shelf right here to put whatever on, towels, anything like that. We'll most likely put some upper cabinets up top for storage stuff for the laundry room. And honestly, it's just a lot of space to use. So it turned out great. Not cramped in here trying to put clothes in or get clothes out of the dryer, and just a lot of usable wall space that we can figure out as we use it and as we get living in it what we like and what would function well. And we do have a drain pan for the washing machine. Since this is on the second floor, there is a drain that is built into this underneath the back corner. So if we do unfortunately have a leak from the washing machine, this doesn't sit on the floor or run back under the trim and then run down, and we have issues on this floor as well as the first floor. So the pan, stainless steel pan, will catch it and it'll run in the drain that's underneath it. So now coming into the master bedroom. It's a really, really big room. And we've got the can lights in the ceiling, which are dimmable. So all the can lights in the house, except for the ones in the halls and in like the laundry and the storage room, but the ones in the living room and kitchen, in here and in the bathroom are all on a dimmer. So really big master bedroom. Got a lot of room for our bed and room for like a sitting reading area. So this is a really nice open space that we can kind of figure out once we get stuff in it, how we want to set it up and what feels right and fits well. Then do have a really nice view out of the windows to the side, just nothing over there, just woods on this side of the house. And then really, we have our front yard, look into the front yard and driveway, and then just woods on the other side as well. So really kind of secluded master bedroom area. Really, really like how this area feels and we'll, you know, kind of feel out how it needs to be set up once we get furniture in it. So coming into the master bathroom, again, these can lights are on a dimmer, and the can lights, and we did have to add an LED vanity light. The mirror we were going to use as the sole vanity light, but I think because of the size of it, it's too big and the light doesn't come right on your face. So we had to add that after the fact, which wasn't necessarily easy, but it really helps brighten up your face. So we have a, you know, his and hers closet, a his closet, and a hers closet. So we got double hanging. We left this space open for long hanging, for dresses, long coats, all that stuff can be hung in this section. Then we'll probably get more shelving on the back wall whenever she figures out, you know, what she wants. So pretty simple for the closet, but a really, really nice size walk-in closet. And then on my side, double hanging as well, and then room to have a dresser or something on this side, and can also, you know, add something above to hang above down if I really wanted to. And in the master bathroom, this is the only place that we have pocket doors, but all of these in here, the entry as well as the closets are pocket doors, which is nice. Makes it, you know, really save a lot of space as far as not having to deal with, you know, swing doors in the way going in, taking up space that you don't need to. You know, the only issue in closets using pocket doors is you can't hang in this area because the door's sitting there. So you don't have really any structure to screw to. You know, there's two supports that the drywall screws to on the pocket door, but you don't want to hang, you know, that much weight on those because they're really thin. You can't really get them secured as you need to. So it's kind of a little bit of a dead space, you know, which is why the switch is over here, because this door pockets into this area right here. So a little bit of dead space with pocket doors, but as far as usability and the amount of space that you gain from not having a swing door is really nice. So coming in, of course, you see the vanity. It's a nice blue. We went with gold, or, you know, with Delta champagne bronze, which we did go Delta on all of our faucets, accessories, shower stuff. So we've got the vanity, 60-inch vanity with, again, these are all soft close, which that one doesn't really work right, but we have some stuff in there, but all soft close doors, drawers. We have our lighted mirror, which is a heated mirror to keep it from steaming up. So you can turn that on when you get in the shower or bath to keep your mirror from fogging. It is, of course, as you see, RGB backlit, so you can change to have it, you know, multicolored as it is, to changing to individual colors that you want it to be stationary on. So, which is nice to kind of set the mood in here when you're taking a bath. And then the mirror itself, the inset lighting does change different colors from, you know, white to yellow, and it is dimmable as well. There we go. So you can dim the mirror itself, or the lights in the mirror. And we'll brighten it back up. So again, pocket door for the toilet. Pretty simple water closet, just the toilet Toilet paper will get a little stand in there, but exhaust fan in here, fan can. And then when you're in the shower and bath, got a big 6-foot bathtub so that as tall people can fit in it, which is really nice to be able to stretch out and just kind of relax, which we've done a couple times after, you know, a long 10 to 12 hour day. Get under the rain head and just let it come down on you. It's been really nice. Really, really like how the shower and tub turned out, and really the entire house has been designed around fitting this tub into the house. So, you know, honestly, we had a different design that, you know, we had built as an investment property, and we're going to try to tweak it to fit our needs. But this tub, because my wife loves taking baths, it just didn't fit, you know. So we stretched the house, made it fit, and I'm really glad we did, because this whole bathroom area has turned out awesome, really awesome. So we got the tub filler coming out, the 6-foot tub. Love the floor tile with the linear drain and this slate charcoal wall tile that we used. And then, of course, my pick for what went in the shower is the rain head. I had to have a rain head, and it's been awesome. So really love it. Used it a couple times just to test it out, of course, and it's great. And then we do have the exhaust fan can light right there, which when you're taking a bath is on a dimmer as well. So you can dim that, turn these out. Dim these main lights. Set you a hue on the backlight and just relax. So it's going to be really, really nice to use, just to have a space to relax and not have to, you know, worry about not fitting in the tub or your knees sticking up. So it's a really, really nice space. And the mirror itself is on a switch as well. So you don't have to use the buttons on it. But this master bathroom and master bedroom and closet areas has really turned out awesome. Again, kind of better than expected. And it's been really, really fun seeing it all come together and turn out to the vision that we had. It, of course, has been a ton of work. As I said, we've put in countless, 10 or 12 hour days working here, trying to get everything done. And it's been worth it. It's been worth it. Frustrating at times, really frustrating at times, but it's been worth it in the long run, getting all this done and really knowing, what we did and the work that we put into it, seeing it all come together and knowing that we built this house and that this is ours. So that's it. You've seen the house. Didn't show you up in the attic. Might as well show you up in the attic. It's a really nice storage space. Just real quick. So up in the attic, we got our air handler and furnace, a ton of storage area on each side. This entire center of the house is storage, which is going to be nice. It's toasty up here right now, but it is also 90 degrees outside. So that's it for the house. You've seen everything. It's actually, honestly, it's more more than I expected, more than we expected to be able to build and do. You know, never thought we would have a house that looked like this, and that this would be a place that we could live in and call home and make music in, raise children in. So we are really absolutely thrilled to have this place and to be able to call it ours. We are blessed beyond belief, and it's been a lot of work, but you know, God has given us the ability to do this, the finances to do it, and we couldn't be more thankful. So thanks for checking out the house. That's it. Our dream house is done. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.